it turned out, well, she confessed to me that she never really loved me or cared about me. She only got close to me as a way to get through to my brother.
He needs some milk.
What's going on, everybody? For this video today, we are going to be talking about rejection. Yay! Boy, if you don't... Yeah, that's never the reaction when topics like rejection come up, because it's not a nice feeling to be rejected, especially by people that we care about or situations that we have invested ourselves into. And I am not coming into this video as some form of expert on rejection, and there's so much around rejection to unpack, so I'm just gonna focus in on one aspect of that. And I'll start by sharing a story, because back when I was in about maybe primary school or early high school, I think, I don't remember, it was that long ago, there was this girl that I was so in love with. And you know how young love can be, you know. Well, I don't know if you guys did this, but I know I did it. I used to save some of my lunch money and buy like little gifts, you know, those little earring and bracelets and necklace sets. But then, you know, cheap and wash over kind of stuff. Some of you guys probably don't have no clue what I'm talking about, but I used to do that kind of thing because I was just so in love with this girl. And I remember, fast forward to like probably a year or some months since we were dating. Well, I won't even call it dating. You know how young love is. And it turned out, well, she confessed to me that she never really loved me or cared about me. She only got close to me as a way to get through to my brother.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And yeah, that really hurt, and I think that ended up affecting my understanding and approach to relationships going forward for a long time. There was a lot of trauma that came as a result of that initial rejection that I received back then. And looking back now, I'm actually grateful for that though, because I read a quote to you by Martin Luther King Jr. It says, "Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection." And that quote kind of drove a lot of things home for me, because sometimes we get rejected, and as opposed to it being a detriment, sometimes rejection can work in our favor in terms of repositioning us to know our worth or saving us greater heartache down the road. So, you know, that quote was just so powerful for me, and it helped me in understanding. Like I've grown a lot more in my understanding of that, because when you get rejected, there's usually a fear to say things like, oh, you know, I'm never gonna love again, or I'm sure you some of you guys watching have probably said that before. You got hurt, went through a breakup, and say, oh, I'm never gonna fall in love with anyone again, I'm never gonna allow myself to love again, and all of that stuff. And sometimes we heal enough to grow beyond some of that stuff, and we put ourselves out there again, and guess what? We get hurt again, because, you know, people are liable to disappoint in us. And I think sometimes there are just a lot of different things involved in that, because, you know, depending on the amount of time that you invest in a relationship, and I have a video talking about the sunk cost fallacy, you can check that one out. Depending on how much time and effort you have invested in a relationship, you know, that kind of thing feels really difficult on you when you get hurt by someone that you really look up to, or someone that you really loved and all that. But rejection in and of itself is not a bad thing. I want to submit that to you, and if you disagree, that's fine. You can share that with me down in the comments. But there's this guy, his name is Jia Zhang, and he has done a lot of research around the idea of rejection. I want to take a look at this short tip, and then I'll come back and wrap this video up today.
One day, I went to a stranger's house, had this flower in my hand, and I said, knocked on the door, said, hey, can I plant this flower in your backyard? And he said no. But before he could leave, I said, hey, can I know why? And he said, well, I have this dog that would dig up anything I put in the backyard. I don't want to waste your flower. If you don't do this, go across the street and talk to Connie. She loves flowers. So that's what I did. I went across and knocked on Connie's door, and she was so happy to see me. And then half an hour later, there's this flower in Connie's backyard. I'm sure it looks better now. But had I left after the initial rejection, I would have thought, well, it's because the guy didn't trust me. It's because I was crazy, because I didn't dress up well, I didn't look good. It was none of those. It was because what I offered did not fit what he wanted.
So yeah, like being rejected can cripple many of us to the point where we don't even want to try anything anymore. We don't want to love anymore. You know, you tried for a job and you got turned down, and it's like you don't even make the effort to ask why, because many times rejection has more to do with the rejecter than the person that's being rejected, you know. And that's something that I may unpack in another video. But I think it would really help us a lot if we can change the way we look at rejection and not allow it to have as much power as it has over our lives. I think there is even a medical condition called rejection sensitive dysphoria, where it's like a crippling kind of fear, you know, of just the possibility of being rejected. Some people would rather not try anything at all, just so that they do not run the risk of being rejected. And that can be a really limiting kind of mindset for us. And so I'm not sitting here as some form of guru on rejection, because nobody likes to be rejected, and it's really painful. But I think in being rejected, there are many things that we can learn from that. Yeah, so I know that it may seem like I'm a bit all over the place with this video, but rejection, it's just one of those areas, one of those things that I believe is holding a lot of people back from trying new things, from allowing themselves to be open enough to love someone or to be loved by someone. And there's just a lot of things involved, but I just wanted to think along the lines of the fact that rejection in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad thing, as it serves many times as a way of helping us to course correct or to redirect our lives. So I'd love to hear probably some of your stories of rejection and how you handle it, because I know that I didn't really handle that situation in the best way. I was just really hurt, and I've been rejected again since. I allowed myself to love again and to be loved, and there were definitely other areas where I've been rejected, but there's a lot that we can learn from rejection. And I hope that you, if you have been rejected recently, that you really consider some of what I said in this video, and you know, we just continue to get better together. So my name is Luke Smith. Thank you for watching this video. If this was helpful, drop a like, consider subscribing, and leave me a comment down in the comment section if you have been rejected before or any thoughts that you have on this video. I have other videos here that you can check out. Until next time, peace out. See you guys.